different. Because on the bus is like, you see it and you're like, oh snap, like let's go.
Yeah.
Nursing is like, oh hey, how you doing? And then they cramp. Like, oh wait.
I think that's a fantastic opening. Welcome to the podcast. I was also wondering because we normally put placards with people's names on them, and I wasn't entirely sure what name you would like on it.
Because I have like 4 names.
I don't know if you wanted your business name, your Christian name, your government name.
My government name is fine, Fanchon.
Okay, we'll run with that.
Fanchon's fine.
So you're a paramedic and a registered nurse, and you were a paramedic first.
Yes.
Okay. How long were you a paramedic for?
Oh.
Yeah, give us a little background.
So, got into EMS in 2009. Got my paramedic at the age of 24. Pretty young to have that type of responsibility, but hey, I did it.
Yeah.
Worked in New Orleans for a long time, and then I came up here to do the paramedic to RN Bridge program, and then I worked at Cox in EMS. I did paramedic full time while doing nursing school full time. That was rough.
Yeah.
I will never do that again. Then I started, applying to jobs, got into ICU, which I really wanted L&D.
Really?
But my medical director was like, with your background, you should do ICU.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
And I was like, okay. And I went there and I'm like, that was a wild ride. I don't think that was a smart move because it's kind of like when you're an EMT and you get your paramedic license, you do the whole, you go through the academy and you get the training and everything, and then you're out on your own. As a nurse, it's like you're thrown to the wolves.
Yeah.
Just like in EMS.
Yeah. So were you in New Orleans during Katrina?
Yes.
How was that?
I wasn't in EMS during Katrina. I was fresh out of high school.
Okay.
That was an experience, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
To have the officers come door to door and tell you to take all your valuable things. And we were taking our pictures and all types of things that we they held significant memories and everything. And I remember we were leaving the city and it was starting to hit land and we were over water and the bridge started moving.
Oh.
I don't know how to swim.
For real?
Well, I do now, but back then I did not. And I was like, oh God. I said a little prayer. I'm like, look, I'll do whatever you want me to do. Just don't let me drown over in Lake Pontchartrain, please.
Oh, the Pontchartrain.
No, please, not the Lake Pontchartrain.
I feel like Pontchartrain's the lake that's referenced in any Southern literature. It's always Lake Pontchartrain.
And that water dirty.
So you evacuated.
Went to Texas.
Okay.
And I was offered to do EMS down there, but I was scared to leave my family. I'll be there by myself. I'm still young. I have no idea what I want to do. So I was like, no, I'm going to go home with my family.
You're fresh out of high school. Are you still living at home?
At this point?
Yeah, when Katrina hits?
Yeah, I'm still living at home.
Okay.
When Katrina hits, yep.
So everybody.
Yeah,
out.
Everybody's out.
That's probably the good move. I remember it was the opening day of nursing school. They played that infamous Katrina documentary for us where everyone's
yeah,
just the whole time. And then, I mean, it's very inspirational in your sense that I have mad respect, and for a lot of people. I know there's some people who are those doctors and nurses just chose who they wanted to kill and blah, blah, blah. And I'm you don't understand, dude. You don't understand what.
There was a lot of decisions that were made that were not, I mean, it was hard on everybody.
Yeah.
Hard on everybody. I still remember the phone call of my cousin calling me and you can hear gunshots in the background.
Yeah. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't know what that's like at all.
It's hard. And then to see how some people couldn't get out because they didn't have the funds or they didn't have the manpower to get themselves out.
Yeah.
That was hard. And some parts of New Orleans never recovered. Never recovered.
Yeah.
And some people, they never found their families. That was an experience that I've never want to live through again.
Mm-hmm.
My mom has lived through 6 of those types of experiences. That's insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, and it's like, growing up in Florida, we have no shortage of horrible hurricanes, Charlie, Andrew, all those, and they were awful. And there were some where like we had entire, like very small cities literally wiped off the map. But I think that it was unique in New Orleans and Louisiana just because people got literally trapped. Like at least in Florida, for the most part, you're not like people can get to you, you know. And you see some of those videos, people's trapped on their roofs, nobody can get to them. And most people don't know what that's like. So when you hear them levying those judgments where they're like, they were just youth. And I'm like, dude, I think about that as both a nurse and now a nurse practitioner. I'm like, I can't imagine that feeling of being like, okay, I have to decide who stays and who goes.
Who stays and who goes.
Who's got the best shot, And that's probably something you can speak to. Absolutely. You can speak to as far as EMS goes, like triage medicine, emergency medicine, like who's got the best chance at getting out of this.
Yes. I'm very thankful that I have never been put in a position where I had to do a triage, where I had to leave somebody on scene and then take care of those who were more fortunate. But there are a lot of incidences where we go to a pile up or something like that, and there's like several people who don't have a pulse, and you have like other people who do, but you don't have the manpower to dedicate to the ones who don't.
Yeah.
That's a hard decision, and we don't make it lightly, and we're mandated by our protocol to follow these to a T, to triage these patients.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I think The Pit did that a lot of justice with that first season where there's, how you make those decisions. And I think part of that is good in the sense that it's very objective and you can kind of rest and be like, okay, that's like, we know what this means,
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So the person on the outside looking in, they're like, you just letting them die. And I'm like, it's kind of like you can't really, like, do you explain that to them? Will they understand why you did what you did?
Yeah.
They probably won't.
Well, and I think, we definitely live in a world now where it's like, if they've even got 1%, and it's like, I understand that feeling and I can sympathize with that feeling. But, even if you're a 1% survivor, what does your quality of life look like? We've talked about that in this scenario. Like you have a massive TBI or some just horrific existing brain injury. You're in a semi-persistent vegetative state or, whatever debility that you might live with now. Because there are plenty of people, you've met them, who are like, I wish I didn't survive that.
Yeah.
Because of what their quality of life looks like.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't understand that at all. They have no idea what any of that stuff means. When I first got into EMS, I had no idea what a DNR was. I was like, we just leave them here?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah. I'm like, really? That's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's like, do not resuscitate it. They don't want to be resuscitated. And then when you go resuscitate somebody, you're like, I kind of see why they don't want it.
And you start breaking them.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah.
Some codes are actually brutal. And I'm just like, oof.
So I know it's it's like what, six months a year to EMS, like EMT level.
Like for schooling, education, it's a semester.
Yeah.
And it's like a year of schooling for paramedic. And then you have the time off to do like your training for like your ride time.
Tilt your mic a little bit.
And you do your ride time.
There we go.
But yeah, it's my training. I'm very happy about my training.
Yeah.
I had a real good training program. I mean, I was down in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I got to go to surgery and intubate patients.
Oh man.
That was my favorite part.
I remember I was, when I was doing nursing prereqs, I almost pivoted towards EMS. And you
would have been good at that.
I feel like, I feel like that would speak to my more chaotic side, which I really like. Because like I even feel like sometimes I feel a little bit like an outcast in the ICU realm because don't get me wrong, I really like the complexity of what's going on, but like the whole like super, alpha mentality where you're like, I have to control, I don't have that. I'm like, hey, we can all be friends. Like this is, and versus like, and I'm surprised I've never worked in the ED at this point, but probably thankful a little bit because I feel like that'd just be like drinking from the hose, you know?
It's when you're a paramedic and you're on the truck, you do have that sense of control and everybody look at you and they're like, you have all the answers. What are we doing? And you're kind of like, sometimes you're like, I don't know what we're doing. I don't even know what's going on. Like, like, don't look at me.
It's like, I remember when I transitioned into the ICU, it was one of those days where like very early in our training, one of the patients crashing, and like, all right, we call like a rapid response. And they're like, no, dog, you are the rapid response. Like, what are you talking about right now?
Like, you're it.
And then you like, now being an NP and people call me, I'm like, why are you calling me? Is there another adult that you can call?
Yeah, call somebody else. I don't want to do this. My very first code as a paramedic, I was sick. I was so sick. I couldn't breathe through my nose.
Oh, no.
And of course, it's a respiratory distress, breathing 50 times a minute after eating her dinner. And we get on scene and they're like, we're coding her. And this is my very first one on my own, leading with my own partner. I don't have no backup. It's just me and my partner at this point.
Nice.
And I tell you, I was walking so slow around that truck to get everything. I was like, I don't want to do this. I'm scared. I'm scared.
Yeah.
And we wind up getting pulses back within 4 minutes, start transporting, get to the hospital. I give the report to the doctor. And everybody's like, you did so well. I got out to the truck. I started hyperventilating. Like, I was done. I was like, this is too stressful. I can't do this. I don't want to be a paramedic anymore. And Jerry, rest his soul, he was like, you did everything you were supposed to do. Do I need to give you a breathing treatment? You need to give me something. I need to come down. This is too chaotic. I am not built for this.
Yeah, I think, because I would say that there's probably a lot of common ground between paramedics and nurse practitioners, especially in the ICU.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because I've had those times where I'm like, I'm washing my hands for a long time, just like knowing I got to like, you know, put a line in somebody who's going to bleed real bad and stuff. I'm just like, oh God, I better get one more time. It's still dirty. Part of that is when I was in nursing school, we had CPEs. Everybody's got some equivalent of it of like your skill proficiencies. And I've mentioned how hard our nursing school was before, but the two instructors we had in the lab were literal angels. And like if you failed, they would fail you in the most sweet way possible, but like try and like, it's okay. You know, one of those instructors, she would tell me like, whenever you get nervous, just wash your hands. And that stuck with me forever.
Really?
Forever.
Just wash your hands.
I'm like,
I like that.
Especially if oh my God, sometimes I'll walk into a room, like I need to have like a tense like conversation with somebody. And, you know, I feel like, I don't know, sometimes there's just something in the water and you don't really know how to approach it. Like, because sometimes it's a lot easier. Somebody's very receptive and sometimes you don't know, or sometimes they're overtly hostile, but you know, you have to have the conversation. And I'm like, hey, howdy.
Like, are you okay to have this conversation? Or is it okay to touch your shoulder? Hello.
It's like one of our attendings who does, is very passionate about end of life conversations, and he one time he like passionate. Literally took a knee and was like holding the hand, and like I was like, brother, what are you doing?
Like too much.
Yeah, just the most. It was very sweet. It was very sweet. Get off the ground.
Get off the ground. Oh, good Lord.
So, just for general, there's an additional year to be a paramedic. What is the scope change?
From paramedic to nursing?
Well, from like EMT to paramedic.
EMT to paramedic. Yeah. So EMTs, they do the basic life support, do CPR. They can give certain home meds. I think we're starting to get to the point where they can give certain medications, but not too many. But a paramedic can do everything an ER physician can do outside of like sterile procedures. Okay. We could defibrillate, we can cardiovert, we can pace, we can crike, we could needle deep. Do an IO, all those things. We're literally the eyes and ears for the physicians.
So and when you're on a bus, you're on a team. So what's the general makeup of that typically look like?
So it's a paramedic and an EMT, and usually the paramedic is responsible for everybody that hits that stretcher. But if the paramedic is not needed in the back, the EMT takes it. Okay. And so we kind of trade off. It depends on what level of care that is needed in the back.
Okay. Who drives?
Usually the EMT.
Yeah.
If it's a really bad patient, the EMT is going to drive.
Yeah.
I mean, one of my favorite partnerships was with Cody. We didn't have to talk much. He kind of knew.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful
it's
thing.
amazing. We work so well together. And that's really important in EMS too, is working well together with your team. And it's the same way in nursing too. You need to work well with your team.
Yeah.
But man, in EMS, it makes all the difference because this could either make or break your call. Either it goes smoothly or it's going to go badly.
The where I grew up, I have friends in law enforcement and friends in 911, like doing 911. So, you know, when you're young and have nothing to do, we used to go hang out at the 911 call center. And like I remember they had the old one, which was just like a bunch of cubicles and stuff. And then when they got the new upgrade, where they had this compound. So we'd just go up, my buddy worked. So I'd go up there, hang out in the middle of the night. But it was always great how everybody in that's like, every facet of that machine, like everybody knew each other and like looked out for each other, like fire, police, EMS, even the dispatchers, like you know who your dispatchers are, you know?
Yeah, it's nice to have that team work with them too, especially because we work close with fire and police. We do. And I work with some of the best firemen, best police officers. They always made sure I was taken care of on scene. Anything I asked and needed, they did it. It was very, very nice. Very, very. We all respect each other's roles and what we would do to help the patient. We all had one goal: get them to the hospital.
Yeah.
And I love the fact because back home, if you work for a private company, you didn't really have fire on your scene too much. But if you work primary 911, you did majority of the time. Out here, they're on your calls, every single one of them. And it's so nice to have that extra hand, to have a different set of eyes and be like, okay, this is what you saw when you got here because I wasn't here. So I need to take that into account, like what's going on. And it's real nice. And we show each other respect and it's nice.
What do your shifts look like?
It's 12 hours in the city. Once you start getting further out, it becomes like 24, 36s.
God.
Yeah, I worked a 36-hour shift before. Oof.
You know,
it's a long time to be away from home, from my bed.
For real. For real.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember when I was an LPN, I worked like Baylor. So I would do I do like an 8 and 212 or something like that. And I worked with another lady who she did 2 16s Saturday and Sunday. Oof. And I was like, and then when I tried it, I was like, this is actually kind of nice. Cause then I'm just here for 2 days and whatever. Yeah. I'm like, man, sometimes I think like if I could just do like a couple 24-hour shifts and then call it square, I think we'd be all right, you know?
Yeah.
But I also, especially in this role, I already spend way too much time in the hospital. So it's like,
you need time away.
For real.
You need time away to decompress, and that's so important.
Yeah. So let's talk about your transition towards nursing. Ooh. At what point were you like, I want to be a nurse?
Well, I came up here to do the paramedic to RN bridge because my parents are getting older, and I want to make sure I'm able to take care of them financially in their old age. That's my way to honor them for being my parents. Well, when I came up here, I went to nursing school. The first one wasn't the best. Maybe it wasn't the right timing. But the second time I went, it was great. It was a very difficult transition. I'm not going to lie.
Really?
Because it's more educational versus doing something. And it's like, when am I supposed to do something and when I'm not supposed to do something? Like, I remember there was a test question. I'll never forget this. It was a test question that asked, your patient is in pulseless VTAC. What should you do first? And it doesn't say if it was witnessed or if it was unwitnessed. And I'm like, you should defibrillate that.
Yeah.
That wasn't one of the choices. Yeah.
What are the choices? Start CPR?
It was CPR, give epi, give amio, and oxygen. You want to know what the correct answer was? Give oxygen. I kid you not.
And this is on a nursing?
This is on a nursing exam. Yes. I challenged that, and that did not go over well. And it kind of made me not want to become a nurse in a sense. I'm like, that is crazy.
Yeah.
You're telling me this is a pulseless VTAC. At the very least, CPR. I chose CPR because defib was not the answer. So,
which is the right answer, right?
Right. Okay, whatever.
So how is it for you mentally switching roles? Like, do you feel like you kind of have your hands tied?
Yes and no. Yes and no. I still feel like in the ICU, I still have some type of like autonomy. especially if the providers trust you enough, they'll be like, hey, yeah, go ahead and order this, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to, like, there's certain things I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So that's why I look for guidance. I'm like, hey, I don't know. I will tell you straight up, I don't know how to do this or where do I need to go from here. Help me. You know, whereas in the paramedic world, I have these protocols and they're out. And they say, if this happened, you do this. If this happened, you do this. If you see this, you do this. And if you get to this point, call med control. Now, some of our protocols are like that. We have like a certain range that we look for, and then we call a doctor. But there are some instances where that's not the case. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do. Somebody who's an adult, help me. Who's a better nurse than me, help me. Because I don't know what I'm doing. And that was a difficult transition because I'm not going to lie to you. Going from EMS to an ICU setting is crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy. It's a whole different beast. It really is. Now, I could have took the easy route and go through the ER because that's what I'm familiar with.
Right.
But I wanted more of a challenge. That was rough. And not to mention the time that I decided to transition, I also have other life changes happening at the same time.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
So that was pretty difficult to manage, that transition plus everything going on outside of the hospital. And I'm just like, this is a lot.
Yeah, the ICU takes no prisoners.
No prisoners at all.
Yeah.
But you just have to do it.
Yeah.
You just have to do it, be open to it, be willing to learn. You have to be willing to learn. You're not going to know everything. I still don't know everything. I'm still learning.
Same.
I'll be looking, I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. Thanks.
Yeah.
But I have been trying to get better with whatever my patient needs, and I talk to the doctor, just get all my needs out right then. That way I'm not calling him 4 or 5 times in the middle of the night.
I know. You are very conscientious. I can say that.
Yeah. Because
even though you call me names all night.
I'm like, ballhead. Yeah. It's going to stick. It's going to stick.
Oh man. With this epic transition things, I know they already sent us like the email, like people can't text your phone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on whatever you want, boss, I guess.
It's crazy too, because like there was one instance where I actually needed something and this doctor did not respond. Like it took him like 15, 20 minutes.
Jeez.
And I was like, maybe he's having a hard time with Epic because
Could be.
I mean, it's still new. It's fair.
Yeah,
He just called after that. He's like, I'm done.
I'm done with this.
I'm done with this. I'm
Like 2 or 3 days before it even went fully live, I had a doctor message me on Epic, and I was like confused because my phone's going off. I'm like, the hell? Like, because it says Epic, and it's some doctor asking for a consult, and I'm like, first off, wrong person. But I was like, I will forward this to the correct person. Sure. He was very nice, just to be clear.
Yeah.
But I was just super confused. And I understand we have to protect health information and
Yes.
blah, blah, blah. And you know what, with the services that Epic has, I think it'll be much better relative to like our answering service and stuff. Because I hate that and them.
Yep. I hate them and them.
Some of them are
The
fine.
fact that I understood that is crazy.
Some of them are fine. And then other ones, like I remember one time it was like, it had to be 2:00 in the morning. And I had to call, because I won't unless I had to call urology.
Oh boy.
And which is never good, never exciting. There's always sarcasm involved that is usually aimed directly at my head or throat,
Yeah.
And like, it'll be like a PE and I'm like, well, they're gross hematuria, massive hematuria. I have to call. And they're like, well, have you thought about turning the heparin off? I'm like, do you remember the part where I said they had a PE and they're in the ICU? Do you remember that part?
Yeah.
But I call and they're like, okay. And it was a super busy night. And over the course of 2 hours, I think I paged them like 3 times. And it was because it was like a really significant bleed. And a patient not on an anticoagulant, and couldn't get a Foley back in, had like a liter in their bladder, all good reasons to call.
Bet you that was painful for them.
Oh yeah. Well,
A
finally,
lead over your bladder is crazy.
I was down in the emergency room and I called them again. I was seeing a patient down there and I called them and I was like, hey, I need this guy to call me. And it's been hours at this point. I've been like stat paging him. And they're like, well, what do you want me to do? Tap on his window? Like that's literally what they said to me at like 3:00 in the morning. And I'm like, first off, I'm not that guy, pal. Like, and you're definitely not that guy.
Yeah.
Second off, this is literally your job. So can you
literally?
I literally said, can you call him? Do you have his phone number? And they're like, oh yeah. And then like 30 seconds later, I got a call from this guy who's like, hello. Like,
Wake up, baby. Wake up.
just gone.
Up.
Yeah, I'll see. It was like one of those ones where, you know, when you realize that you've missed the page for way too long, you no longer have the right to be angry when you call because now you're in trouble.
Yeah, you're in trouble. You should have, man, that is crazy.
It feels nice to have the high ground sometimes, though.
I mean, I could tell you, like, there was this one person on that system. Man, I just wanted to give him a cupcake or a hug or something because he just seemed so upset every time he called Doctor's Exchange. I'm just like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Get it out.
Let's talk about it. What do we need to do to make this a better day?
Yeah. Well, and you just never know. It's kind of like,
and it may that may just be who he is, but it's like,
well, and some days it's like concierge when you call. They're like, hello, doctor. And you're like, nope, nope, don't do that. And then they're like, what can I do for you? And I need to page them. So great. Do you want me to page them to your cell? Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Good. Hey, you have a great day. You're like, I hate this a lot. Thank you, but you know, whatever.
Thanks, but
and then other times you call and you're like, hey, can you call urology? And they'll be like, to what number?
Good.
And I'm like, my cell phone, the one on the caller ID. Yeah, that's the one. Jesus Christ. You know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So,
I just can't. That whole thing. Some of the Doctor's Exchange. Oh my gosh. Did they call you? Nope. She still hasn't called.
The only thing worse than the Doctor's Exchange is the radiology exchange.
That is so terrible. Oh my gosh. I'd rather just go down there myself.
No, well, like, you know, it's so weird because the way that they page us, and I'm assuming it'll just go through Epic now, which will be great. But, you know, you call this number back and it's like, someone calls like, what can I do for you? And I'm like, I'm calling back. And they're like, who? And I'm like, I don't know. It just says VRAD, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like, okay. And then you just get some doctor who like really wants you to know what's on this scan. If they're like, have you seen it? And I'm like, I have not seen it.
Yeah.
So therefore, you know, whatever. And they want to like sit down and talk to you about it. And I'm like, brother, it's 3:00 in the morning. Please don't do this to me right now. Well, do you think maybe they have pyelonephritis? I'm like, maybe.
I don't know.
Dude, I don't know. Like,
I don't even know what I'm looking at.
I'm still trying to sort this out myself. Well, like one time they called urgent. It's like stat page. And it's luckily early in the shift, like 8:00, 9:00. And I call back and they're like asking me, they're like, I think this patient's got necrotizing fasciitis. And I was like, oh, that's not good. You know? So I'm like, they're like, well, what do you think? I'm like, I don't know. I haven't seen them. I didn't admit them, but I'll go see them. And then, you know, whatever. So I'm like, I think I was there's like a little office in ICU. So I go in there and pull it up and I'm like looking at the same report, same thing he told me. So I go over and see the patient. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, nothing. I'm like, okay, so does this patient have necrotizing fasciitis or something? And they're like, no. And I was like,
oh, dear Lord.
I'm like, so what? And I forget what their original admission was. And I was like, well, they're saying like there's air in their arm. And they're like, oh, they're IV infiltrated. And I was like,
an ICU console for an IV infiltration.
Yeah. I'm like, all right. Anyway, next patient.
Yeah.
Oh,
hey,
gosh.
my favorite when radiology calls is like, hey, I need to speak to the doctor about these results.
Let me get them real fast.
They're not up here. Like,
what do you think, dude?
I have to call them the same way you do.
Right.
Like, why don't you just call the Doctor's Exchange or something?
Yeah.
Or my favorite is like, we need to get a consent sign. Aren't the doctors are supposed to be handling that now?
Oh, Jesus.
Like, everybody's not on the same page, my guy.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and it's such, I don't know. I'll say this as a provider towards other providers, get your own consent. Like, yes, and I'm not saying I understand, like if we've had the conversation and like, hey, can you just have them sign this, whatever. And then, you know, from a nursing perspective, hey, did they answer all your questions? Like, anything else that needs to be covered? No, good, fine.
Yeah.
But like I'm speaking specifically to the people who are like won't even have the conversation. Like is not telling them to like, hey, just go consent them for this thing. And it's like, dude, even as an NP, I have called for like CRT just because someone's asked me. Fine, not a big deal.
Yeah.
But you know,
To have me explain a procedure that you're doing is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
What are the risks? Everything.
Everything. You're going to die.
All of it.
You can die.
All of it.
Can you explain the TIPS procedure? I cannot.
Yeah.
Cannot. What is TIPS? What is that? Are we talking about the tip of something? Like, what are you doing? Are you taking off a tip of something?
Listen, I don't even know what they're doing to you. So
I don't even know what they're doing to you, dude.
It's
How about you come explain it? And then a lot of times, like when they'll say, we're going to be doing this, and this, I'm like this. I just smile and nod, and I go back to my desk, and I'm like, let me go look that up, because I don't even know what that is.
It's like when you get the transfers out, and they're like, well, what are they going to do there? I'm like, that's why we called him.
That's what I don't know.
That's why they're not staying here. That's why they're going there.
You're not staying here.
Because
leaving.
They know things. They got secret handshakes. They do all kinds of stuff.
They're more of an adult than we are.
Yeah, curative. Every bit of it.
Every bit.
You don't even want me involved.
You don't want me. You don't want me, dude. I have no idea what's happening.
I'm trying my best, and let me tell you, buddy, it is not good enough. I'll tell you right now, it's not good enough.
You will die.
So we talked a little bit earlier about dipping into COVID.
Yeah.
And what that was like.
That was, man, that's still rough.
Mm-hmm.
It was so rough. I used to go home just feeling so defeated.
Yeah.
Defeated. Because there were so many people that you would bring to the hospital. The hospitals were overrun with patients.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I kept seeing was like a pattern was that we'll bring these patients to the hospital. They'll wait for a very long time and they will AMA out. And the next time we go out, they're dead.
Like PA at home.
They die at home. And I will never forget one time I brought this lady, sweet lady, to Mercy. And all she had was diarrhea. She's like, I'm vomiting, having diarrhea. Mm-hmm. She wound up having COVID. And then we get her to the hospital. She AMA's out. And I'm on my last rotation, my last day on my rotation. Mm-hmm. My opposite gets a call out almost at the end of his shift. She died.
God.
And I'm like, what if she would have just stayed?
Mm-hmm.
What if she stayed?
Yeah.
She would still be here. Maybe.
I was thinking that's kind of a morbid question to ask, but like how many people did you just find down in their homes?
Oh, plenty. Yeah. More than I care to even admit to. Because we would get calls like, didn't we go to this address yesterday? Mm-hmm. And they're dead. And they're not to the point, they're like beyond help. Mm-hmm. Like they're beyond help. Jesus. And their family members are finding them dead. Mm-hmm. Their children are finding them dead. God. It's heartbreaking. And then these people, you get these people and now they have to be alone. That's another thing that was unsettling with me was I'm bringing you to the hospital with COVID and you can't have no visitors. Mm-hmm. Absolutely none. No family, no nothing. You're going to be literally enduring this on your own.
Yeah.
And it sucks because we all need our people.
100%.
We all need our people. And to have somebody die alone is just, that doesn't sit right with me at all.
Yeah, that was definitely one.
That was hard to come to terms with. I could not stand it. I hated every minute of it.
What was the mental state like when, you start seeing, because I think Missouri kind of had like a little bit of a delay. Like mm-hmm. It just took a while to wash over here. And I know, from our perspective, we've talked about this a little bit in other episodes, the apprehension of like not knowing what you're walking into, but knowing that there's a risk, like a pretty significant risk. And that's in relatively controlled environments, right? Mm-hmm. Like for you guys, you are just going into strangers' homes, I'm sure pulling people out of their car, mm-hmm. And every person is a potential mm-hmm. exposure. Mm-hmm. Because I'm sure you guys were N95 around the clock.
Every single call.
Yeah.
Every single call we were wearing our N95s. That was required.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know who had it, who was asymptomatic and had it, and how long have they had it.
Yeah.
And it was miserable, especially in the summertime. I don't like being hot.
Same.
I do not like being hot. And that I'm fluffy. So
I was about to say I'm big back. I can't. I have heat intolerance is low.
Low. It's almost non-existent. Yeah. And to gown up with all that stuff, I will never. The first time I worked at cardiac arrest during COVID, I remember walking out of that house, going outside, and just taking off all my stuff. Mm-hmm. I was so mentally drained because I'm trying to save somebody's life, and I have sweat dripping in my eyes, and it burns, and it hurts, mm-hmm. and I'm frustrated because now I can't see the monitor. Is this patient in VFib or not?
Right.
Somebody help me.
Somebody tell me.
Somebody tell me, help me.
Yeah.
Like it was just a lot mentally to see these families go through all of this stuff. And we had a coworker who lost a lot of his family to COVID. I mean, like back to back to back. And I was just like, I can't even imagine what he's going through. And to be in this job and see it all the time.
Yeah.
It was rough. Never want to do that again either.
Yeah. When I was, I don't know if I graduated yet if I was still in college, but my good friend, he's a law enforcement officer. And I'd just get bored and he'd be like, you want to just go for a ride? I'm like, yeah. I mean, paperwork, do it proper, you know. But it kind of dawned on me sitting with him, like the situations that you just don't know. Like at baseline, you just don't know what you're walking into. Like I remember this time, I don't remember what, he went to some call or something. And by this point, it's like 3:00 in the morning or something. I just conk out. You know, I'm out in the front seat. Yeah. And because he's doing something, and I'm stuck in this car for a long time. This ice cold car with the dog, because he's a canine guy. And all of a sudden, like the door opens, and I'm like, oh, and he's like, hey, come here. And I was like, what's up? So I get out because I don't know what he's been doing this whole time. He just was going to a call, and I'm like kind of looking around, and there's like people in handcuffs. There's police everywhere. I'm like, you've been doing? He's like, we had to go search this house. Like we got a bunch of drugs. And he goes, hold out your hands. And I was like, okay,
I'm scared.
Okay.
I'm scared for
I
you.
put my hands out and he puts a tray in my hand with this giant bag on it. And I'm like, what's that? And he's like, that is $30,000 worth of methamphetamine. And I was like, can you please take it back, please? I don't want this anymore. Want this. And I swear to you, I don't know if this is regulation or not, but we had to drive it back to the station. I had to hold it the whole way there. It's like a dog.
Chain of custody.
Yipping in the back. I'm like, I don't even want to breathe too hard. I don't want to get it on me.
Oh. That is craziness.
But yeah, I mean, you know, add that because you guys, you never know if someone's going to try and attack you, if someone's psychotic, and then like you tack COVID on, like we've talked about before. Like when the COVID patients kind of snap or they get delirium or whatever, and they attack you and they try and rip your mask off and because they think you're trying to kill them. And that's, I mean, you look like an alien already. And if you're hypoxic and delirious and infected, like
you're already,
I get it. I get the response. So it's bad enough in a controlled environment, but you guys are walking into strangers' homes during a pandemic, all hours of the night, never know what you're going to find.
And getting off late 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Because calls are just coming in and coming in and coming in and coming in. And it's just like, I used to go home and be like, why? Like, and then there are people be like, oh, well, you know, I don't believe in all that stuff. And then the next thing you know, you go to their house. I'm like, so you think you have the flu?
Yeah.
This is not the flu.
Let me guess, you're short of breath?
Short of breath, can't breathe, hard to move, all the things.
One of the awful things about COVID is that, you know, these people would persist for so long that by the time you go see them, they're just sitting there like, I'm just a little short of breath. It's not that big of a deal. And their stats are like 70 and you're like, oh my good Lord, please.
Yeah.
You know?
And then there was one, I remember during COVID, there was a time where they were starting to do studies about patients getting heart attacks and strokes who were having COVID because your body hurts so much.
Right.
You don't want to move. So you're just sitting there for
clots,
days on end. And I remember bringing a patient to Mercy, and they were like, I stroke activated this guy. He's like, is it COVID? Does he have COVID? I'm like, yeah. They're like, yes. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized that they're now looking into patients who are having strokes. Do they have COVID? Because they're just sitting all day. They're not eating. They're not drinking or getting hydration or anything like that. They're just laying around and they're getting blood clots.
Yeah. Man.
That was also awful.
Yeah. So
that was a time to be in, and like Katrina. I think if I was in EMS during Katrina, I probably wouldn't work in EMS anymore.
I wouldn't. Yeah. I mean,
that would be my one and done.
I mean, how many people now are like, if there's another pandemic, I'm out.
Yeah.
Which I get that. There's some people like, you're a coward. I'm like, no. If you've been through one, like you have, in my opinion, you have no obligation to go back. Like if you got family, if you got friends, you know, whatever, whoever is important to you. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Overtime is nice.
Oh, was it nice?
But by God, like I think everybody, especially during COVID, agreed by the end of it. Like, yeah, this overtime's nice. I would rather this be over.
Yeah.
100%.
I remember working 26 days in a row. 26 days in a row. And I remember my supervisor, you gonna make it? I was on my last day and I'm falling asleep standing up because I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Because I'm just running and we're running and we're running and we're running and these people need us. And it's just like, can we just stop being needed for just a day?
Do you do like a specific shift or do you rotate?
I do some rotations. I can do day or night, 12, 36, doesn't matter. I'm pretty flexible in that regard. But I usually, now that I'm on the weekend option as a nurse, I have more flexibility during the week.
Yeah.
So I try to stick to the day schedule because which is crazy because on weekend nights, I flip.
And go to days.
I go, by Tuesday, I'm on my day shift schedule now. I flip because that Monday, I am down for the count.
Yeah.
I am useless. I do not do anything on Monday. I'm ordering takeout and watching some TV. And sleeping on and off.
I can go a couple nights without getting too thwacked as long as it's not like you're not getting wrecked, you know. But like by the morning after the 7th night, I'm like, I feel like like just an animal that's been run over. Like I'm not 36, 48 hours. Don't bother me.
Man, those many days in a row is just, it's a lot.
It's merciless. I mean, it's nice to get it out of the way, you know, because I mean, you know what our schedules are like, but because I'm like, I'd rather do all of this than like keep flip flopping. That hurts worse in some ways.
Yeah.
But because like there's some days where like, hey, we just have a night that needs to be covered. No problem.
No problem. Yeah.
Not a big deal. But like that compounding effect with each night.
It's a lot. It takes a toll on your body too. Because on Mondays, people like, I called you on Monday. I'm not going to answer. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I've peopled.
Yeah.
For 3 days
I'm not
straight.
even going to text you back.
Like, listen, just give me Monday to decompress. I need all of Monday to decompress.
You'll get thumbs up and heart emojis.
Yes.
That's all you're getting.
That's all you're getting. You may get a snap.
Not to be controversial.
Okay.
What do you think is harder, a bad day in the ICU or a bad day on the truck? Just curious. So it's not competition.
I don't know. I've had some bad days in both.
Yeah.
I've had bad days in both. And I think I would say the ICU is bad. It's worse.
Yeah.
I think they're both worse in their different ways. And let me explain that a little bit better. There was one patient that I had that was, I mean, so bad. And just the whole dynamic of that whole scenario was just terrible. I mean, dealing with family and him coming in my unit as a rapid response and then dying. And in the process of all of this, he's awake and conscious and knowing everything that's happening. It was very hard for me to watch somebody die like that in person.
Sure.
Which is crazy because on the ambulance, I see that all the time. But like in the hospital, it's like you get to know these people.
Yeah.
You talk to these people. You get to know their families. I don't get to know these people on the street.
That's a really good point.
I don't get to know these people on the street. I barely know you. Give me your loved one and let me bring them to the hospital. Here, it's like, what's your favorite TV show?
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. And there was one, my very first, I think she was maybe my second, but she went comfort care. And this lady was 100% BiPAP dependent. And the night before, she asked me, what's my favorite TV show? And so I was telling her all my favorite TV shows. We talked about foods and stuff like that, et cetera. And she made the conscious decision when I came back to shift to go comfort. And she went quick.
Yeah.
That was so difficult because I can't go home from my shift.
I'm still here.
And the ICU, I'm still here.
Yeah. And I have to clean your body now.
Yeah. And then get it ready for the morgue.
And tell your family.
And all this other stuff. So I don't have a moment. I mean, I can have a moment, but it's only maybe like 10, 15 minutes. And then I got to get right back up there. Whereas on the ambulance, you can have a bad day, but it's like you have another call pending. You ain't got time for this.
Drop them off.
Drop them off. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know, but even in that type of scenario, that builds up over time.
Oh, I bet.
And that can
like
come out in different ways.
Bad
like
call.
Bad call. And then you're like, now you're acting out. You're doing some things you're not supposed to be doing. Maybe not sleeping a whole lot. So I think the ICU is worse because you're kind of like stuck.
You're stuck in it.
You're stuck in it. And I was just telling my friend today, I was like, you guys on the ambulance. She said, do you miss the ambulance? I said, I do, because I'm going to tell you the one thing I miss about the ambulance. Fresh air. Yeah. I can't tell you how much it just makes my soul happy when I leave the hospital in the morning and I get that first whiff of fresh air. You're just confined with like sickness and depression and all that other stuff. And you're just like, this air in here is heavy.
Well, it's like, you see my office. There's no windows.
No windows.
There's no windows.
And y'all got that stupid mannequin out back there that always scares me half to death too, by the way. Y'all need to move it. Move it.
Were you there the night that Taylor and I got busted taking that over to Wheeler? Like, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning and the mannequin is in the, just for context. There's a mannequin that lives in our office that's been there forever, that gets just used and like to set up and scare people, or if it's somebody's birthday, we'll put it in their office, whatever. And, there's our main hospital office, and then there's our office across the street, and then the actual pulmonology office. So I think it may have been like Dr. Coulter's birthday. So we're like, all right, we got to get this thing over here, set it up in his office. And stuff like this happens all the time, by the way. Like there was, there's like a provider parking lot on that side of the street that you have to badge, and it actually has like an arm and stuff. And that kept getting broken, and then people would pick it up and they'd take it up to the office and they put it in people's offices.
I'm like, what are you doing?
But no, I was like, I think I was stabilizing it or pushing, and like, and Taylor's with me, and it's just when she's training, I think maybe, we take it over there and we get to where the hotel rooms are.
Oh, that's it. That's
and
just
then
wrong.
We're just like laughing. I don't even remember. We were saying something awful too. Like, I don't know what we were laughing about. We like round the corner, and this family member was like, hi. I'm like,
hey, don't mind us.
Keep going.
Keep going. Mind your business.
Keep moving. I'm on a mission here, pal.
Yeah. I remember I responded to this guy's house, and I promise you, when you're a medic, you get to see how people live their lives and what they have in their house. It's always interesting.
Yeah.
I walk into this house, and my partner just walks in and he stops, and then I walk in and I stop, and I'm like, he said, Fanchon. I went, please tell me that it's not a person sitting next to me, like just sitting there. It's a mannequin.
Oh.
Dressed like an old lady with a top hat, glasses, nails done, everything. And just sitting there. And I'm like, that's not creepy.
Is this a mannequin or a girlfriend?
Oh, it could be both. What you do in your spare time is none of my business. I'm just here to help you go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Don't tell me if you put enough stuff in orifices either. I don't need to know that.
Why is there lipstick on the mannequin?
That's what I said. I was like, and it's red too. Glossy.
Looks smudged.
Like, what happened to her lip? It's a little smudge. What you been doing with this mannequin? You know what? Don't answer that.
Yep. No.
Don't answer
What's her name? Tell me her name.
What's her name?
The one thing I'm definitely not envious for you is that, you don't just deal with adults.
Oh, yeah.
And I have 2 small kids. The thought of it, like, it's what keeps me out of the ED entirely.
Really?
Because I feel like it would break me. Like,
I embrace that because I hear a lot of people tell me that all the time. I hate kids. I hate dealing with kids. I hate pediatric calls. I hate it. I hate it. And I'm just like, guys, they're tiny little humans.
Yeah.
They're tiny little humans. All you have to do is take the big stuff and make it smaller. You do the exact same thing for them.
Well,
just a little smaller. Now, I will tell you, parents are the problem.
yeah.
They're not my favorite.
Yeah.
They're not my favorite. I'm like, girl, do you need some Versed? Because I can give you 2.5 in a second.
When our daughter was in the NICU, I tried so hard to be as nice as humanly possible, even to the ones that I didn't like. And there weren't many. Like, there's maybe one that was like, I don't like you that much.
Yeah.
But I was still like bringing donuts, cookies, like whatever. Because I'm like, she can be, if she wants to treat her like a VIP, you can do that.
Yeah. Here's some donuts.
Just whatever you want. You want something? I'm coming out. But for me, when I think about it, it's not that I don't like kids, because actually when I was in nursing school, I loved pediatrics.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so much fun, like felt very fulfilling, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would be even more so now, as because I just like, I love my kids. I'd have a million kids if I could, you know, if I had Bill Gates money, I'd open up a ranch and, you know, adopt kids, whatever. If, you know, do the whole, Wonderland thing, which by the way, feels like my boy got his name cleared.
Oh,
I've been hearing it. Sounds like he was actually doing good work out there. I don't know, unconfirmed, but and if that's true, God, I feel bad. Like, holy moly. But the point being is, like, when I think, like, and I even think about that, like, even there were moments like when my daughter was in the NICU, she had to have like an LP and stuff.
Oof,
and like,
that's rough.
which in
Especially as a parent.
well, yeah, in general, it's like an LP is like not a big deal. Like, an adult, you'd never think about. You'd be like,
No.
yeah, just get some spinal fluid, not a big deal. Though when they called, I remember I was like in the kitchen, I was just like, and like, my wife took the call, and she's like, hold on a minute. And I could hear part of it. And she's like, let me put you on speakerphone. I want you to talk to the doctor. I'm like, I don't want to talk to the doctor.
You do it, please. You do it.
If she thinks it needs to be done, then do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's totally fine. But then the thought in my mind, I'm like, of having to sedate this neonate, you know, and stick a needle in her back. And I'm like, oh, now she's just eating Oreos, I think there's been lasting effects.
That is, I will say that's the roughest. There are some kids that, you know, when you watch them, they're so innocent. They're so innocent. They can't really tell you what's wrong all the time. So you kind of have to like pay attention to them and look for signs and stuff like that. But it's kind of hard to do that when the parents are yelling at you and all the things. And it's like, I can't help your kid if you don't calm down. I need you to calm down a little bit. And there was one kid, she had a seizure, and I went to respond, and I remember her mom being so complacent. She was posted for 45 minutes. And I said, there is no way this child should be posted for 45 minutes. I said, just let me take her. And I even said, I have a brother who has seizures. I don't play around with it. Let's go to the hospital.
Right.
I don't care if it's nothing. I'm glad it's nothing. Get it checked out. And she refused to let me take her to the doctor. I had to call my med control, and I was like, I literally left this girl with her mom.
Yeah.
And she wasn't even conscious. We get to the house. I literally get to my my base, get re-up on my narcotics for the Versed, and that call is coming out from, and now it's her house number. Her house number comes up now.
Yeah.
And I remember the look on her face. It was like, I'm sorry I didn't listen to you. Because now I have to drop a tube.
Yeah.
Because now she's in status. Dang. And I was like, please just let me help your kid. And she just, that was the one time I yelled on the radio. I was like, I need help.
Yeah.
I need help. And I was like, fire, please help me.
Well, I mentioned the amount of like just moral injury when you have, because you have to, right? And like, I had some health problems when I was young, and I think maybe more than once my dad got thrown out of the hospital for just being up there, and I was always just like, why can't you? When I think about it retrospectively, but now as a father, I'm like, okay, I understand. It's not right, but I understand
where it's coming from. Yeah,
because the spirit gets in you, and it's like,
you want to protect your baby.
Yeah, at all costs.
At all costs. Doesn't matter if it's a routine glucose stick in the foot. You don't want your child to have any type of pain.
No.
None.
No. I mean, our oldest has had she was just getting over a pretty gnarly diaper rash. That was like pretty bad. And even with that, when she's just like, ow, 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 ow. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I don't want you to hurt. And then they think you're trying to like, do this. But I'm like, that you have to do this to get better, Or like one time on our deck, our oldest fell, and it was like freak accident, like hit the deck just right. Part of the deck wood splintered, jammed in the roof of her mouth. And I was like, oh God. She took it relatively well, But then we were like, okay, we got to go take this thing out. And
y'all weren't taking it well.
No, we get in there and one day my wife can tell you what kind of a maniac I turn into sometimes when the girls get hurt or something's going on.
Daddy, a little sensitive.
So we go in the bedroom and like, she can't get, because I mean, she's at this point maybe a year and a half old. She can't comply with anything that you're asking. Yeah. So I just had to bear hug her, and then I had to lay on my back so that she could see it and get it. And it took like 20 seconds, but I felt like I was killing my child. And
you're holding her down while her mom said something out of her mouth.
Well, yeah, and part of that is like like I said, I had some health issues when I was young, and I have vivid memories, and I don't say this in an accusatory fashion, but I have vivid memories of being held down, like both in the hospital and at home to try and get medicine in me. And it was like, it was warranted. Like, it was a big deal, but I just couldn't do anything. And I still, like, I have vivid memories of being held down in like the ER, like, cause I ended up having to get, I don't know if I got flighted or something out to one of the big children's hospitals, like heart failure, renal failure. Can't imagine what that was like for my parents at that point. Yeah. But I remember being in that ER, and they were like trying to get nitro in my mouth, like to hold under my tongue. And it was like a liquid, and they would like put it in my mouth, and I would spit it out right away, because it tastes
horrible, god
awful. And then they would like try and like hold my mouth shut without me aspirating, but and I'm just like, and it's just awful. And they're trying to put an IV in, it's just rough.
See, you and I have very different experiences.
Yeah.
I was a bad child.
You were a bad child.
I was a bad child. Yeah. I remember this one incident when my mom was taking me to go get my shots. And the doctor said, okay, she's supposed to be getting this, and this. And the minute my mom turned her back, I walked out and I went home, because you're not about to stab me with no needles. My mom, when she caught up to me, I'm not going to say what happened on this camera, but I'm still breathing. Yeah. That was not a good day. Let's just put it was not a good day. My mom came in there hooping and hollering. And she's like, I can't believe you did that. And I'm just like, they were going to stab me. Yeah. Multiple times.
Very, very pragmatic.
Look, you were going to let them.
Yeah.
No.
You're actually the bad guy in the story.
No. See, you had to be held down. I literally walked away. Yeah. And went home. That's the bad part. I went home.
Oh my God.
That probably wasn't the best move for me at the time either. Yeah. But I could imagine if I didn't go home, they probably would have sent a search party out for my butt.
See, yeah, I would comply with just about anything. Like, I remember once, because part of the reason that I got super sick was, one, I was misdiagnosed, but two is I ended up getting kind of like a super infection because I had issues. I couldn't swallow medicine. Couldn't swallow pills, any liquid, and I would in earnest try, but I would just, yak it up. And I remember once I was at the doctor's office, and he was like, I'm going to try and teach you, and my mom's there. She's like, I'm going to teach you how to swallow a pill. And I'm like, okay, that'd be great. This sounds awful, but that would be great to avoid like the shots and stuff.
Yeah. I'll do anything to avoid a shot.
Yeah, it was some antibiotic that had like little balls in it, and this thing exploded in my mouth, and I'm just like, just crying. I'm sorry. You made me do this.
Oh my gosh. I think one of the biggest things with dealing with pediatrics is telling the family, like, what are you doing to your kid? Like, I'm just gonna put some stickers on their chest, do this, and this, and it kind of gets the family to calm down a bit when you look like you have a plan. Sometimes I still don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with this kid.
I'd say that's super legit, because like if you we've only had a handful of like urgent care visits, but I'm like, I want you to be confident when you walk in this room.
I need you to be confident. I don't care if it's fake.
If you falter, I will attack you. But on the flip side, like I remember when we had our second kid, I don't want, it's hard. We're in a small town. Everybody knows each other for the most part. Yes. Like, I don't want anyone to feel judged or weird, even though I'm definitely watching you.
And I'm definitely judging you.
But I'm not going to say it. Like, unless it's egregious, I'm not going to say it. Like, you can wash your hands, joker. Like,
you just walk in here without washing your hands? Don't you touch my child.
We walked past the nurse's station in L&D, and we're just like, hi. They're always super nice. We walk in there, and then they go, I just hear somebody go, hey, Ron. And I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
And I was just like, hey. And we get in there. First question. So what do you do? Oh.
Yeah, I hate that.
I'm a nurse practitioner. Where? Pulmonary critical care.
I know how that feels, because I remember I was a patient at Cox once.
Yeah.
Only ambulance because we got into an accident.
Oh no.
And I had repeat questioning. Oh, yeah. And so, yeah, I became a patient. I always joke with my coworkers, if I become a trauma and I have to be here and you cut off my clothes, accept this as my formal resignation. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. Well, that happened. I was a trauma activation. And then I was like, oh wait, thank God I came to in the process of them doing that. I'm like, I can do it. Can all the males get out, please? Thank you. Very modest here. But I cringed at the fact that I was at my hospital.
Yeah.
And I see these ER nurses every single day. And of course, my medical director comes down there. Oh, so what you were doing?
Yeah.
Come, Dr. Brandt, please.
Yeah, please.
Please don't. And it's just like, everybody's like, Fanchon, are you okay? And I'm like, I just want to die now because everybody knows I'm in this hospital in this ugly gown. I just want this day to be over. I want to be discharged now.
Yeah.
I hate being a patient, especially when
It's
you
awful.
see people that you know.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing here? I wanted to be like,
I just want to get
in
out.
my skin.
Yeah.
In my skin.
I just want to get out of the
I
house.
just want to get out of here.
Yeah, when I flipped my bike, I was a trauma activation for that.
Oh my gosh.
Same thing. I was concussed and, repetitive stuff. But, and my wife will tell you, like, when I crashed, and I have a vague memory of this, I just sat directly upright and I was like,
Totally fine.
Yeah, and
Totally
she's
fine.
like, the paramedic was like, what is he doing? Because I just kept going, TikTok, Huckleberry 50-50. And she's like, he's doing an exam on himself. And I was still concussed, like, while this was happening. And I remember, I won't say my date of birth, but I was like, Ronald D. And I said it, and I was like, where am I? Like, and I'm in the back of the bus. And, they were taking me, and I was like, where are we going? And it's like, still fitting there. We're going to the place that you work. And I'm like, God. And I literally looked at my wife and I said, why?
It's
and she
so
goes,
cringe.
because I trust them more. And I was like, okay, sure. Yeah, I guess that's a good reason, But I remember getting there and then having to get in a gown and stuff. And they were like, oh, take care, blah, blah, blah. And
It's literally, the gown is literally the worst.
Dude. Well, and
so
I hurt so much. Like, and I was fine. Like, I nearly bit part of my tongue off, but otherwise I was just banged up, And I'm like trying to get in, and they're like helping me. And like this nurse, I like start to take my pants off, and she's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I was like, is it your first day? Turn around. Like, I don't even know.
Is this your first day?
What you're whoaing me about. I'm not going to whip it out.
Jeez. Those are the best patients. I remember I got a call for a guy who got into an accident. Of course, it's right around the time I'm supposed to be getting off.
Yeah. Always is, right?
Love that for me. And he broke his ankle. I mean, his ankle is completely shattered. It's like at a 90-degree angle. Oh. And I'm just like, you want some ketamine? Like, do you want ketamine?
Yeah.
I'll just give you some ketamine.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm in the process now that there's officers on scene and there's fire, of course. And I go to cut his pants off. And he goes, I got to tell you something. And I said, what is that?
Oh, no.
I have a small...
He said that?
He said that. And I was like... And the cop was like, why would she need to know that?
Right.
That is rude. And I was like, technically, I only need to know if it's hard or not. That sounds so bad.
Fair.
It's so bad.
Hey, priapism is a medical emergency.
It is a medical emergency. But I was just like, when he said that, I was just like, he said, I thought I just copped to it before you see it.
Okay.
Okay, dude. I don't care.
Yeah. Thanks for the warning, I guess.
I mean, and the things that patients tell you, it would just baffle your mind. You're just like, what?
Oh, I believe it.
Wait, what?
Yeah. See, as someone who's ate up with a curious spirit all the time, sometimes like 4 a.m. rolls around, they're like, hey, there's somebody in the ER. And I'm like, all right, cool. Go down there. And they just happen to be really chatty and oversharing. And I'm like, all right, we'll take a good history.
Yeah.
Tell me all about what's going on.
Tell me all about, how did this happen?
And the general public should also understand, I don't care what your butthole looks like.
I really don't care.
Truly. I'm not really going to tell nobody. I'm going to eat after this. Like, it'll be fine.
And they tell you the most, they're like, I don't need to know that, sweetheart. Like, do you have conversation at home? Do you have friends?
For real. Have you ever talked to another human being before?
Because I'm telling you, they just open up like, hey, how you doing? So guess what? My baby daddy. Whoa, whoa.
Too much.
It's too much.
Tell me what I need to know.
I just need to know what's going on right now. I got shot 30 years ago.
Great.
Is that what's happening now?
Did the bullet come back? Is this for revenge? Like what?
I don't. Now, I will say, I remember bringing this patient in. He did get shot 30 years ago.
God.
But he's a quad.
Oh.
He's a quad. And so I tell this nurse in triage, like, hey, the patient was shot 30 years ago. And before I can I said, patient is a quad, blah, blah, blah. He's not triage appropriate. Because usually we don't put quadriplegics in the triage because you don't have the manpower to get them over to safely to a bed and stuff like that. It's just it's a safety concern.
Yeah.
Why are you telling me that? Girl. I said, well, he's a quad. She's like, oh.
Oh.
I'm going to leave that at that.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, girl, if I bring this patient up there and you tell me to bring him to the back and I didn't walk my fluffy self up here with this patient. I'm telling you, some information I don't need to know. Yeah. Because sometimes I'm like, can you just get to the point?
Right. Just tell me, why did you call me here?
Why did you call me here? Or like the guy was like, oh, I was bleeding from my butthole for 3 months. But I started vomiting blood yesterday, so I thought I called.
That is the worst opening.
And so you're like, so that was the line.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I imagine you all have the same thing where, like, you know, the ER physician calls our physician. Our physician usually texts me, hey, there's this patient, whatever. And it's like a couple, here's the diagnosis, maybe a line or two. And you're like, all right, GI bleed, cool. You go down there, like you said. Well, 3 months ago, and you're like, God, why?
Why?
So let me guess, your hemoglobin's 2. There it is.
I love that. Hemoglobin's like 1.
Yeah, or like, I started not feeling good about 2 months ago. Just a dry cough. Oh, a dry cough.
A dry cough, yeah.
You say, okay, good.
I have learned that in EMS is that usually when a patient have a hemoglobin less than 6, there is no color in their tongue.
It's a good little tidbit.
It is. It is. I have had 2 patients like that, back to back, no less. She's like, I just can't breathe. And I'm just like, okay, her lungs are clear. She's not bleeding from anywhere. She's like, I'm not coughing up any blood. And I say, stick out your tongue. I mean, just pale, like she's already been dead.
Ooh.
I'm like, yeah, we need to go to the hospital, sweetheart. You bleeding from somewhere.
Are there any like wild calls that stick in your mind?
Define wild.
Memorable, exciting, scary.
Okay. So this is my favorite story to tell.
Oh boy.
Yes.
We'll close it out with this one. A good one.
Yes. So I get a call for a GSW to the leg, and he is a firearm instructor, safety instructor. I think he was trying to sit his gun on the dresser, and then it fell. And then it fell, it went off. So we get on scene. He got shot in the leg. We looked at the leg. It looks fine. Now, mind you, it took me 8 minutes to get there. So cops were there, and they're still asking him questions. I'm like, you had 8 minutes to get all your information before I get here. Because where he got shot at is right by the femoral artery. And I'm like, he's not bleeding now, but I'm pretty sure if he starts walking and moving and all this stuff, he's going to start bleeding, right? So he's like, do I need to put on my robe? I mean, you could put on a robe, it's going to come off. You don't need to put on no clothes because you're going to be naked when you get in the hospital. Right. We get in the truck. He's not bleeding from this point, like from me getting him out of the house into the truck. Do my vitals, get a line, do all the things. And then something says, check his site again. I check it, bleeding everywhere. Grab the tourniquet. Now, this is a very good safety tip here.
Oh boy.
Yes. When you go place a tourniquet on a male patient who's been shot in the leg, make sure his nuts are not there too. I remember doing this, and I did like this, and I yanked it so, because he was like pulsating, just it's going. Yeah. I mean, swipe. He went, ma'am, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I was like, listen, there is no professional way for me to say this. Can you please scoop your nuts to the right, please? Just scoop your nuts to the right. And he was like, okay. And he's just like, I'm like, this is a disaster.
Yeah.
Now, I have 2 stories.
Oh, there's another one. Wait, hold on. I need to ask a clarifying question. So you wrenched down on this guy's testicle, and did you release the tourniquet?
I did, just to let his testicle skin out. Yeah. I'm really sorry for that, by the way. This is my formal apology. I'm so sorry. I now, scoop.
Yeah.
And then tuck.
Yeah, you can always scoop the boys. Get them out of the way.
And then the ketamine orgasm story.
Okay. We're going to have to put a little disclaimer on that. Go ahead.
This poor lady fell off. She fell off the ladder. She missed the bottom step, broke her hip. And I said, hey, baby girl, I'm going to give you some fentanyl and to help you feel better. She's like, okay. She's super sweet. She's in her 60s, super sweet. And I said, hey, if this doesn't work.
This is going.
I said, if this doesn't work for you, let me know. I have other medications to give you. And this is right when the time the protocol changed where we can't just give morphine and fentanyl and all of that stuff. You have to give fentanyl or morphine and ketamine. So it's one or the other and then ketamine. Well, she never had ketamine before. So I went through this whole spiel about what it was. I said, this is what it does. This is what you'll feel like when you get it, etc. I didn't even give her the full dose initially. I gave her half because I didn't know how she would respond to it. So I pushed it the first because she's sitting on my stretcher crying. I mean, like bawling. And I'm like, are you in pain? Her vital signs don't reflect that she's in pain, but she's crying. And I'm like, are you in pain? She's like, yeah. I'm like, what did we talk about?
Yeah.
I can give you something for that. I'm the candy lady, by the way.
Yeah.
So I gave her 14 and a half. Doesn't do anything. And now she's like, I said, are you still crying? She's like, it still hurts. I mean, she is hurting. I mean, like crocodile tears just rolling down her face. And I just felt so bad. I'm like, I need to get this lady's pain under control. So I give her the next 14 and a half. Well, that did it. My girl was on the stretcher. She's like, I don't feel right. I said, remember those effects I was telling you about that you'll feel that way and stuff like that? She's like, yeah. And I'm just like, that's what you're feeling right now. And this lady looked me dead in my face, in my eyes, and moaned so loud. Her heart rate went from 76 to 128.
Oh, no.
And out of my peripheral vision, my partner was like this, looking at the camera. And he said, what did you do? I was like, I think I need to let her finish. So when I get to the hospital, I'm just like, how do I explain what happened in the back of my truck?
Yeah. How do you put that in your documentation?
Oh, yeah. I called my manager immediately. I was like, listen, this is what happened. And then I called my medical director. Why didn't you tell me?
What did she say anything?
She was like, oh, I don't feel right. And she was like loud with the moan. I mean, so loud. And she was like, I don't even know my name. Girl.
She went to another universe.
Dude, I was like, I didn't even know ketamine did that.
Me either.
I did not know that. He was like, oh, yeah, it does that. Don't you think you should have had that in a debriefing?
Maybe it should be on the file. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of the crazy part there.
Holy moly. Wow.
But telling the doctors at Cox about that was...
I bet.
But when I started with, so here's the thing. Like, what'd you do? I don't want to tell you.
They call her the big O now.
Yeah, the big O.
Yeah, I don't... You're the candy lady. That cracks me up. I always laugh, even as a nurse. You know how some people are like, you have like a homeless patient, and they're like, they're free to load, don't give them anything. I'm like, dude, if you're nice to me, you can have whatever you want. The world is your oyster. Yeah. Like you can you want 10 apple juices? 10 apple juices.
Apple juice you get.
11 actually. Do you have a girlfriend that wants to stay with you?
Yeah, if you're homeless, like I had a guy the other day. He was detoxing. He's like, I'm so hungry, and I'm like, he's like, can I have a box? I'm like, yeah, you want two?
Yeah.
He was so nice.
Yeah, dude, rip it up, whatever you want.
That man demolished that turkey sandwich didn't stand a chance.
I was saying, if you're nice, you can have whatever you want. Like, don't get me, I'm not going to over prescribe.
Yeah,
but like, and I've come across, everyone's seen providers that are like, I'm not running a pain clinic here. And it's like,
if they're in pain, they're in pain.
Brother, just pain. Yeah. The pain is what the patient says it is. Like, don't prescribe ridiculously. You can be, You can
be
think
appropriate
about it, dude, you know, but that always cracked me up. All right. So for people, I guess I should probably ask you first, like if you're in nursing and you're interested in getting an EMS, is that something you'd recommend?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I have a strong foundation because I was a paramedic first.
Yeah. What about for medics wanting to go into nursing? Do you recommend that?
Oh, God. I'm just going to say, if you want to be a nurse and you still have to work full time, you have to buckle down and just do it. You just have to do it. I don't even know how I did it, especially with my schedule, because I worked full time and did nursing full time.
I feel like I remember when you were in clinicals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And your wife actually she wasn't my preceptor, but she was on the floor my very first day in the ICU. And she just took me under her wing.
That's what she does.
Took me under her
wing. That's what she does.
But I'm telling you, being a paramedic and going to nursing school, it's a different way of thinking. It's hard because it's a different way of thinking. What you think will be the right answer is probably not.
We actually, have you seen the Full Code Medical Simulation game? Not affiliated with this podcast, by the way.
Which one?
It's called Full Code Medical Simulation. For anybody, it's great. It's like you remember how like ACLS used to be, where you had like this virtual environment, and it sucked, and like you always killed the patient. This is like that, but it doesn't suck. Like it actually works. And now we just found this out because I've been introducing some people in our earlier intervention team to do it. They have EMS options. Okay. So we got froggy and we were like, let's do an EMS encounter, and like the way it's, you know, it's stacked very much in that they want you to make the right decisions, but they don't want you to make unnecessary or even harmful decisions. So you get graded on that. But on the EMS one, every decision you make changes the timer. So like they say, if you want to do this, it's going to cost you 1:30, and you get graded on the time. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah. But it was really interesting to note the differences in thought processes, where it's like, well, I'm like, if you were in the hospital, this is what I do, but you're in the back of a truck. Yeah. You know, so what can I do? Can I give you this medicine? Can I do whatever? I think the one we did was like a beta blocker overdose or something. I can
tell you right now, a beta blocker overdose as a nurse is rough. Yeah. Those are not my favorite. No. They just don't expect to sit down ever. That's an icon.
That's an icon. Your favorite thing?
No. But I will say that when being in EMS and being a nurse, it's easier for me to think ahead as a medic, because now I could be like, okay, if I'm bringing you to the hospital, the nurse is going to need this, 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 and this. So I'll be like, I need, like, if you're unresponsive, you get automatically getting 2 IVs off the rip. You're not just going to get one, you're going to get 2. Yeah. You know, stuff like that helps you guys in the long run. It helps the nurses in the long run, because now you have 2 access points, you know? Yeah. It's stuff like that. Like, let's do this instead. Let's do this. How about we do this for the nurses and get this done now? One of my favorite things the nurses, like in the ER that I used to do, is if a patient defecated on scene and it wasn't a life-saving intervention that needed to be done, I would clean them up.
Look at you. Earning your wings.
Listen. Now, I would, if it's not the case, I would be like, hey, listen, I didn't have time.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. I didn't have time.
Why are they wrapped in a tarp?
Because he covered in poop from head to toe. Yeah. And I didn't want to get it on me. I would die. Literally cardiac arrest in the back of my own truck.
One of my favorite patients ever, this is over a decade ago, I worked on a trauma floor, came up from the ER in this like yellow looking tarp. And I'm like, what is that? And this guy's like ankles to neck, just poop. But he's awake and he's insane. Like he's insane. And he kept like, he'd make animal noises and be like, hey, what's the chicken saying? He'd be like, bark, 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 bark. Like he was just out of his mind. And I remember vividly, it was like late in the shift. I'm leaning into this. I don't like it. Nobody likes it. I'm like trying to keep him distracted while they're cleaning him up. Well, what's the cow say? And I go, what does a werewolf say? And he like, I don't know what it set off in him. He like tears the top of the tarp off and he goes, rawr. And I'm like, brother, turn that down. Turn that down.
You need to turn that way down.
We need at least 35% less of what that was.
What was that?
So
what was that?
For anyone interested, what resources would you recommend? Are you taking shadows?
I am a preceptor now.
Hey.
I'm a preceptor for both EMS and now nursing.
Do people come? Can they come in shadow just to see what it's like?
I don't know. Well, for EMS, yes, you
Okay.
can. For EMS, you can. But
Okay.
as nursing, I'm not sure how that works. I've only been a preceptor for a year.
Oh yeah. You guys
Yeah.
can shadow. Yeah.
Yeah.
People come in shadow, man. I'm like, it's either gonna be really fun or really boring.
Yeah. I used to have a lot of people on my truck. A lot. And we used to have a good time. I feel like raising up the next generation of people that's coming in, it's important for them to feel comfortable, supported, all those things, because we do eat our young, unfortunately, and I'm trying to change that dynamic.
Yeah.
But man.
Well, it's hard, right? Because there is some degree of tough love that's needed.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
But you also have to know when you to take the boot off somebody's neck and be like, hey.
Yeah.
And don't let meanness be a surrogate for poor communication.
Right.
There's that too.
Yeah, because you can't do that. Like at all. I have had people come on my truck and they're like, this person was so mean to me and you're so different. And I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
So now I see why things were happening on that truck and why you were sent to me. Let's reevaluate some things.
Yeah.
You know, I do a different approach. I try to do a different approach with them because I don't want this job is already hard enough. Let's not make it more difficult for the person.
Yeah.
You know, this person may treat your mother, your father, somebody that you love, and the one thing they're going to remember is how crappy you were to them.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think about that with providers too. You and I have talked about that before. I that's one of my biggest pet peeves. I don't think, generally speaking, that there's nearly, if ever, a situation in which you get the right to be hateful to somebody.
Correct.
Like,
It's not.
no, even if somebody's like being a jerk to you, which in my role, I mean, it might be a patient. I don't think I've ever really had a staff member be like, you know, a jerk. And it's like, just because I'm quote unquote inconvenienced or you're quote unquote annoying me, which I don't, which you know, I'm like, text me, whatever, I don't care. Like, it's cool. But you know that there's some people who are like,
every 5 minutes. And like, dude, figure it out.
It's like, brother, come on.
But the resources, they need to have a good support system for sure.
Yeah.
That's like number one. If you don't have a good support system, you're going to struggle a lot, a lot. Find someone that you can confide in and talk to outside of your medical life, because you're going to need a balance.
Yeah. You need something that's
you're going to need
that.
a balance. Yeah. You're going to need an outlet.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things that I would say that helped me a whole lot, because I get intimidated really easily with school. Believe it or not, if it's if I look ahead and I'm like, that's too much work for me, I will not. I'll check out.
You get overwhelmed.
I get especially with school. I get very overwhelmed very easily.
I get you.
So I just look at 1 week at a time. Don't even look at the other previous weeks.
Yeah.
Look at 1 week at a time, and that'll get you through. And just be upfront and honest with your employer. That's another thing. You need to stay employed.
Yeah.
Be upfront and honest. Hey, I got this going on, etc. They would appreciate that more than lying to them.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? Your life bleeds so much into any form of medicine, you know, because I mean, what other job do you routinely work 12, 16, 24 hours, 36 hours at a time?
Right.
Like no other rational, sane person would be like, you know, it's impossible.
I don't even know what an 8-hour day feels like.
No.
That's like a apprenticeship shift to us.
It feels like a vacation.
Yes.
Like if I get to cut out that early, and like, you know, if it's like literally nothing's going on, I'm like, it's 3:00. Are you sure? Yeah. I'm like, oh my God.
I've been working 12-hour shifts for 16 years.
Yeah.
I don't even know what an 8-hour day feels like.
No, I feel like I wasn't working at all.
Yeah, I'm like this. You complaining about 8 hours? Really? 8 hours?
Yeah. Well, it's like, you know, even the thing you said about balance, it's like, you know, they'll often say like, don't, like nurses shouldn't marry other nurses or date other healthcare professionals. I'm like, my wife is a nurse. We were both nurses. Like, I understand it in a way, because I know they're, especially if I'm having a tough run, sometimes she'll start on something about work and I'm like, I don't want to know. You can get whatever it is out of your system that you need to, because you know that I understand, but like, I don't want to hear this all day.
Like, I just need a break from medicine.
I just had 7 12s.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine dating somebody in my profession. I think it would be easier in some aspects and then harder in others.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, I don't know. I think if you have good, just like anything, if you have good communication and, you know, because if you're not in a good place, it doesn't mean that you necessarily have to like bare your soul to me, right?
Yeah.
But if you tell me like this happened and I'm not doing well, a lot of times that's enough,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So, or if you can recognize, that's like that meme that I saw floating around where the guy comes up and he's like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "No, thank you for asking."
Like, no, thank you for asking. No, like, I'm not okay. In the slightest.
I think it's a feeling everybody,
Yeah.
gets with. But
Yeah.
all right, anything you want to get on your chest or tell the world?
No.
Well, thank you for coming out here, all the way out to the sticks.
I know. There's no black people out here. I'm playing. I'm joking. It's a joke.
There's one.
Wow. Wow.
I've seen him at the gas station. I know he's here somewhere.
Wow. There's one.
Well, we talk about like, I don't know, this area that we're in is not super diverse, and just at least being a Floridian, it's so diverse, you know, because like someone asked me a question the other day about sickle cell, and I was like, who's got sickle cell? Who's got sickle cell?
Because you won't see that up here too much.
But like in Florida, it's so common.
It's
And
common.
So I'm like, I know about it because we do it all the time. But like, I remember somebody was having a meltdown because someone's having a sickle cell crisis, and they're awful. You know, it's one of those things.
Are.
And if you've never dealt with it, it can kind of catch you off guard, and you think like, surely it can't actually be this bad when it usually is.
Yeah.
And then the whole cascade that spins off of that. And it's like, treat the pain, brother.
Please treat the pain and hydrate.
Like for real. But no, I really appreciate you coming on.
No, absolutely.
Sharing
Thank
your
you for having
experience. Thanks for being nice to me on Arc Nights.
Oh my gosh. I love when you're there. I'm like, this. Oh, ball head's here.
Here we go. Easy target.
Easy target. Lizard. I'm like, oh God.
Oh, I'll never let it die.
Just choke you.
Well,
But hey, thank you for always being available and everything.
I try.
And actually to see you transition from your nursing role to
boy.
that was so nice to see. Because I don't think I've ever like had like a real conversation with you as a nurse just yet. And you went to that role. I'm like, man, look at him doing big boy things.
It's so weird.
He's so grown up now.
You feel it's such a strange transition. Like it is.
Maybe that's how I will feel when I be getting my PA.
Maybe. It's like one of those things because you never like honestly, you'll be surprised. There are some people who like turn on you. Like they're like, well, you ain't telling me what to do. And I'm like, I'm not trying to.
But that's kind of my job.
Yeah, it's sort of,
kind of my job.
There are a lot of people like you and other people who are very supportive, through that process, which I'm infinitely grateful for.
Yeah.
But you just never know.
Yeah.
So, but thank you.
You.